Well, we're back in my new favorite car. Can I say that? Yep, I guess I can. All right, so what's up, guys? Dr. M3 here in the recognizable M4 CSL. Yes, that's my 2023 M4 CSL by BMW, their most hardcore race track inspired car. Now I'm on a commute today. I usually don't take this car. I haven't had a chance to really take this car on very many long drives. Today is one of those days, and I want to give you my impressions now. First impressions, having broken this car in, so we have over 1,200 miles on the car, and I want to tell you what's happened since then. But before I do that, I want you to go ahead, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on, especially if you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about the M4 CSL and what it's been like driving this thing. So, having said that, what I can tell you, my impressions of this car is, oh my God, it is fast. Now, for the first 1,200 miles, I basically broke it in the way the factory tells you to do it, right? And they basically say, try not to keep the same RPM, so vary it. Try not to exceed 5,000 RPMs, and try not to exceed 105 miles an hour. That's really hard to do for 1,200 miles in a car like this. It really is hard to do. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying to you. This car gets up and goes so quickly. It is kind of mind-bendingly fast. It's rear-wheel drive, so it wants to be a little tail happy. And I will tell you, for the first 1,200 miles, you could tell the car was fast. You could tell it wanted to do more, but I hadn't experienced it. And after the car got broken in, there is no question that it was such a different car. From even the startup, you could tell it sounded a little bit differently. It crackled more on the exhaust. It almost sounded like it was a deeper tone to the exhaust as well. And I will tell you that it is much faster now. That I'm told that the transmission gets remapped a little bit, so it's more responsive in sports mode and sports plus. It crackles a bit more, and it's definitely a lot more of Mr. Hyde, if you know what I mean. So it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, a combination, this dual personality, and there's no question that this car is a bit more crazy now that it's been broken in. A couple of other observations that I've made. One, you can hear the exhaust note more. It's louder. It, as I said, crackles more. The responsiveness in this thing is ridiculous. The steering is incredibly sharp. And again, you can program in, and you've got both M1 and M2, you can program in what your heart desires in them. I think for long commutes, I would think that, excuse me a second, for long commutes, I think that setting this car up in comfort suspension, because the suspension is really firm on this thing. The seats are firm, and you'll notice it. I think it's good if you're doing performance driving, but if you want to comfort, this is not the seats to get. Even the other seats in the CSL, the other option is still carbon fiber, but it's got at least adjustable back end. But this is pretty firm. It's firm, and it lets you know that this car is about business. I think if you want the more performance stuff, I think you can put it all in Sports Plus. I've sort of maxed it out in M1, and toned it back a little bit in the M2 button. So I have sort of a mix between the two at the press of a button. And I love the ability to actually just dial in the car at an instant the way you want it. I also would say to you, another observation that I have made in this car is not performance-wise. I told you about the steering, I told you about the suspension, but this garners so much, this gets so much attention, grabs people's attention, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around why, because to some extent, it's a sleeper car. They would look at it and say, oh, you're driving a BMW. Not to say that this isn't a crazy BMW, but it's just a BMW. It's not the same like I would expect with an exotic car. But I can't tell you the number of times I've seen people pull their phones out and are taking photos of this car. And I'm convinced that it's those yellow daytime running headlights up front that is literally in your face. It's angry and it's just in your face. I think that's the reason why. I mean, it's just distinctive, right? So that's another observation that I've made. The other observation I've made is related to performance. It's some cars, as you go fast, you know you're going fast and you can get in trouble really quickly. Some cars make you go fast and doesn't feel like you know you're moving, but it doesn't make you feel like, oh crap, until you're going really fast. This is one of those cars. You know you're going fast, it's sharp, it's precise and everything, but until you get up there and you're like, oh my God, I'm well into triple digits, wow, that's this car. That it can get you into trouble very, very, very quickly. And you're like, oh wow, how did that happen? That's this car. It also, though, is very playful. You can kick the rear end out of this thing, on this thing very easily, very quickly, and not feel like you've lost control or going to lose control. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to take this on a track yet. As you guys know me, all of my cars, my track cars, ultimately make it on a track at least once, and so at some point this will. So I can't comment on that performance yet, but I have to tell you, I just saw a silver C8 Corvette just go by. Beautiful car. But this is unbelievable. Like, I literally just glanced down here. I'm talking to you, the camera, and I glanced down, and I won't tell you how fast I was going, but it doesn't feel like it because I'm having a conversation. I looked down, and I had to back off. Yeah, back off, because that's what this car does. And it's just incredible how it does it. I am oftentimes, not frequently, speechless, but this car and what it can do, not infrequently, makes you speechless. So, oof. Like, that's getting you into trouble speed. Effortlessly. See, it makes you also, it kind of scrambles your brain sometimes that you can't get the words out properly. I do like the virtual cockpit, the layout, the things it can do. I'm one of those guys that likes CarPlay. Some people don't. I think it's awesome. I love the features of this car. I know for sure that this car, there's no question in my mind, it's a keeper. This, I am proud to say, will join the anniversary, the Zago. It will join the M6 V10. It will join the i8 as part of the permanent collection. No question about it. So I am about to enter the off-ramp here, or the on-ramp, and I want to just give you a little bit of a flavor of this thing. There's nobody in front of me, nobody behind me. Maybe I'll take the windows down just a little bit so you can hear. And a little tail happy there. Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna put the windows up because I think the wind noise may... Oh. I'm telling you, this thing is a weapon. It's a masterpiece. And kudos. That's all I gotta say to BMW. Good job. Good job. I mean, I had concerns about their designs. One of the things BMW has done recently in the last few years is their cars have become, they're so powerful. The looks have been controversial. I actually love the look of the CSL just all around. I think the kidney grille, it's still big, but of all the renditions, all the versions of it, the best executed has been on the CSL, for sure, by, miles and miles and miles. But this thing, this is something. Yeah. You know what that is? That's the sound of trouble. That is the sound of trouble. I need to do more videos on this car for you guys. If you have ideas and suggestions of what you want to see me do, or questions about this car, put it in the comments below. I'll try to do a video. Maybe I'll answer a bunch of your questions while driving it, to talk to you about it. But this is it. This is so awesome. Well, guys, thanks again for watching. I'm going to stop it here. I could ramble on forever, but I won't do that to you guys. Thanks again for watching. Again, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I was going to say Twitter. I guess it's X now. Facebook, TikTok. And we'll see you again in the next video. Until then, enjoy a little acceleration. Oh my God. Bye-bye.